After the age of 50, many women begin to notice subtle changes in their skin that no cream seems to fix. The glow fades more quickly. Fine lines appear deeper in the morning. Skin feels thinner, drier, less resilient. And often the assumption is that this is simply age doing what age does. But the human body is rarely that simple. Skin does not age randomly. It responds, it reflects, it records the signals it receives every single day. Your skin is not just a surface. It is a living organ, deeply connected to your digestion, your circulation, your hormones, and your daily nourishment. Every cell in the skin depends on what arrives through the bloodstream: nutrients, water, antioxidants, and also inflammatory signals. Over time, certain daily foods quietly support repair and renewal, while others slowly disrupt collagen, weaken elasticity, and accelerate wrinkling without obvious warning signs. What makes this especially important after 50 is that the body becomes less forgiving. Cellular turnover slows, hormonal shifts reduce natural oil production, blood flow to the skin decreases. This means food choices that once caused little visible impact now leave clear marks on the face, the hands, and the neck. The encouraging truth is that skin aging is not only about what you apply externally, but about what you consistently feed internally. When the body receives the right signals, it still knows how to repair, hydrate, and glow. And when the wrong signals dominate, the skin simply reveals that imbalance. Understanding this quiet conversation between food and skin is where true, lasting beauty begins. After the age of 50, skin glow becomes less about surface treatments and far more about what is happening underneath, particularly in the movement of blood, oxygen, and nutrients through the body. Skin cells are living units that rely entirely on circulation for their survival and renewal. When blood flow is strong and steady, nutrients reach the deeper layers of the skin where repair and regeneration occur naturally. When circulation slows, the skin does not suddenly wrinkle overnight, but it gradually loses color, warmth, and vitality, appearing dull and tired even when a person feels otherwise well. As we age, the smallest blood vessels that supply the skin become less flexible. This reduces the delivery of oxygen and essential compounds needed for collagen maintenance and cellular turnover. Foods that support circulation quietly counteract this process. Natural sources of antioxidants, such as deeply colored vegetables and fruits, protect blood vessels from oxidative stress, allowing them to remain open and responsive. Healthy fats found in whole foods support the structure of cell membranes, making skin cells better able to absorb nutrients and hold moisture rather than allowing it to leak away. Minerals also play a crucial role in this process. Magnesium, potassium, and trace elements support vascular relaxation, ensuring that blood flows smoothly rather than meeting resistance in tightened vessels. When these minerals are lacking, circulation becomes inefficient, and the skin is often one of the first places where this inefficiency becomes visible. A pale or uneven complexion is often not a skin problem at all, but a sign that the underlying delivery system is struggling to meet demand. Another important factor is how food influences nitric oxide production in the body. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels widen, improving circulation to peripheral tissues like the skin. Certain plant-based foods naturally support this process, enhancing blood flow without overstimulation. When circulation improves, skin temperature becomes more balanced, waste products are removed more efficiently, and cells are able to focus energy on renewal rather than survival. Skin glow is also dependent on the lymphatic system, which works alongside circulation to remove metabolic waste. When lymph flow is sluggish, toxins and inflammatory byproducts accumulate in tissues, leading to puffiness, dullness, and accelerated aging. Whole foods that reduce inflammation and support hydration indirectly improve lymphatic movement, allowing the skin to clear waste more effectively. This creates a clearer, brighter appearance that no topical product can truly replicate. The digestive system is another silent partner in this process. Even the most nutrient-dense foods cannot benefit the skin if digestion and absorption are compromised. After 50, digestive efficiency often declines due to reduced enzyme production and changes in gut health. Foods that support gentle digestion and a healthy gut microbiome improve nutrient uptake, ensuring that vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats actually reach the bloodstream and ultimately the skin. When digestion improves, skin often becomes clearer and more resilient without any direct skin-focused intervention. Blood sugar balance also plays a subtle but powerful role. Repeated spikes in blood sugar damage small blood vessels over time, reducing their ability to nourish the skin. This damage is gradual and often unnoticed until fine lines deepen and skin loses elasticity. Foods that stabilize blood sugar protect circulation, preserving the delicate network of vessels that keep the skin alive and responsive. This protection is especially important after menopause, when hormonal changes already place additional stress on vascular health. The skin's glow is not merely a reflection of hydration or oil balance, but of metabolic harmony. When circulation, digestion, and blood sugar are supported through daily food choices, the skin receives consistent signals of safety and nourishment. In response, it prioritizes repair, collagen maintenance, and cell renewal. This is why some individuals appear vibrant well into later decades, while others show accelerated aging despite similar genetic backgrounds. What makes this process remarkable is its quiet nature. There are no dramatic warning signs when circulation begins to decline or nutrient delivery weakens. The skin simply adapts, becoming thinner, less elastic, and more vulnerable to environmental stress. By the time visible aging becomes a concern, the underlying imbalance has often been present for years. Daily food choices act either as gentle correctives or as silent contributors to this imbalance. When nourishment supports circulation consistently, skin glow becomes a byproduct rather than a goal. The face reflects internal stability. The eyes appear brighter, and the skin takes on a natural translucence that cannot be achieved through external treatments alone. This glow is not about looking younger, but about the body functioning efficiently and communicating that efficiency outward through the skin. When we examine the foods that quietly influence skin health, it becomes clear that after the age of 50, the choices we make each day carry far more weight than occasional indulgences. Skin is not a static surface. It is a living organ that reflects the cumulative effects of nutrition, metabolism, and cellular repair. Foods that enhance hydration, provide essential fatty acids, and supply antioxidants create a subtle yet profound influence over how the skin appears, how it responds to stress, and how it maintains elasticity and radiance over time. These foods, consumed consistently, are the silent architects of a luminous complexion, while other seemingly harmless foods can undermine this balance, fostering the conditions that lead to wrinkles, sagging, and uneven tone. Hydration begins at the cellular level. Cells require water to function optimally, but they also need electrolytes to retain water effectively. Foods rich in water content, such as cucumbers, watermelon, and citrus fruits, provide both direct hydration and essential minerals like potassium and magnesium, which help cells maintain their volume. This cellular hydration is critical for skin's plumpness and the gentle glow that comes from well-nourished tissue. Conversely, foods high in refined sugars, excessive salt, or dehydrating compounds like caffeine can subtly pull water away from the skin, making it appear dull and emphasizing fine lines that might otherwise remain less visible. Fatty acids, particularly omega-3s and monounsaturated fats, act as structural components for the cell membranes of the skin. These healthy fats, found in foods such as avocados, nuts, seeds, and oily fish, support the integrity of the skin barrier. A well-maintained barrier prevents transepidermal water loss, shielding the skin from environmental stresses and helping maintain a soft, supple texture. In contrast, diets dominated by trans fats or excessive processed oils can compromise this barrier, making the skin more prone to inflammation, irritation, and the subtle development of wrinkles over time. Antioxidants play a crucial role in neutralizing free radicals generated by both internal metabolism and external environmental exposure. Free radicals are highly reactive molecules that can damage collagen and elastin fibers, the scaffolding of the skin. Foods rich in antioxidants, such as berries, leafy greens, tomatoes, and brightly colored vegetables, help counteract oxidative stress, preserving the structural proteins that maintain firmness and elasticity. When antioxidant intake is insufficient, the skin becomes more susceptible to damage from UV light pollution and metabolic byproducts, accelerating the appearance of age-related changes. In addition to cellular hydration, fatty acids and antioxidants, certain vitamins and minerals act as essential cofactors in enzymatic processes critical to skin health. Vitamin C, for instance, is vital for collagen synthesis and helps stabilize existing collagen fibers, providing resilience to the skin. Foods such as bell peppers, oranges, and kiwis are excellent sources. Zinc, found in pumpkin seeds, legumes, and whole grains, supports tissue repair and modulates inflammation, ensuring that minor irritations heal efficiently rather than leaving lingering discoloration or texture changes. The absence of these nutrients, even subtly over time, can lead to cumulative effects that manifest as sagging, dryness, and the deepening of lines. Hormonal changes after 50 further amplify the influence of dietary choices. Reduced estrogen levels impact skin thickness, sebum production, and elasticity. Nutrient-dense foods help compensate for these physiological changes, providing the raw materials necessary for maintaining barrier function, promoting collagen production, and supporting natural hydration. Conversely, diets high in refined carbohydrates, alcohol, or inflammatory foods can exacerbate the decline in skin quality, increasing the risk of wrinkles and uneven pigmentation. The digestive system is intimately linked with skin health, and this relationship becomes increasingly significant with age. A well-functioning gut ensures the absorption of vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids, allowing these nutrients to reach the skin efficiently. Foods that support gut health, fermented foods like yogurt and kefir, high-fiber vegetables, and prebiotic-rich fruits promote a balanced microbiome, which in turn supports immune regulation and reduces chronic, low-grade inflammation that can accelerate skin aging. In contrast, diets lacking in fiber or dominated by highly processed foods can impair digestion, leading to nutrient deficiencies and systemic inflammation that the skin quickly reflects. Inflammation itself is a subtle but powerful driver of wrinkles and loss of radiance. Every day, the body responds to internal and external stresses, producing inflammatory molecules as part of its immune response. Certain foods, particularly those rich in antioxidants, polyphenols, and healthy fats, help modulate this response, ensuring that inflammation remains balanced rather than excessive. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often fueled by sugar, refined grains, and processed foods, contributes to the breakdown of collagen and elastin, weakening the skin's architecture and making lines, sagging, and texture irregularities more pronounced. Hydration, barrier support, antioxidants, enzymatic cofactors, gut health, and inflammation modulation are all interconnected. Each of these processes relies on consistent daily nutrition. The foods that improve skin glow do so gradually, often without immediate visible results, yet their impact compounds over weeks and months. They support the underlying physiology that allows the skin to maintain its resilience, respond effectively to stress, and radiate a healthy glow. Conversely, foods that quietly undermine this balance set the stage for wrinkles, uneven tone, and a dull appearance, making them powerful contributors to age-related skin changes despite being consumed without immediate consequence. What is fascinating is that these effects are cumulative and subtle, meaning the same food that benefits the skin in one context can be harmful if overconsumed or paired with other imbalanced dietary habits. Moderation, variety, and attention to nutrient density create a foundation upon which skin can thrive. When these principles are applied daily, the skin's natural radiance emerges, reflecting internal health rather than superficial interventions. The body and skin operate in a delicate symphony of nutrition, circulation, cellular repair, and metabolic efficiency, and foods are the instruments that set the tone, enabling the skin to glow with a quiet, enduring vitality after 50. The skin undergoes subtle but profound changes that are not always immediately visible. And one of the most significant influences on how these changes unfold is the everyday diet. While genetics, sun exposure, and lifestyle all play their roles, the foods we consume consistently create the chemical environment within which skin cells operate. Key nutrients and compounds found in certain daily foods can enhance elasticity, stimulate collagen synthesis, improve moisture retention, and protect against oxidative stress, contributing to a natural, healthy glow. Conversely, other commonly consumed foods can silently accelerate the breakdown of collagen and elastin, deplete antioxidants, and increase systemic inflammation, which manifests as fine lines, wrinkles, uneven tone, and a less resilient texture. Understanding the mechanisms behind these effects allows us to make informed choices that favor skin health and long-term vitality. One of the primary ways diet influences skin is through its impact on collagen production and stability. Collagen is the structural protein that provides firmness, tensile strength, and a smooth surface to the skin. After 50, natural collagen synthesis declines due to hormonal changes, particularly reduced estrogen, which affects fibroblast activity. Foods rich in vitamin C, such as citrus fruits, bell peppers, kiwis, and berries, serve as essential cofactors for the enzymes that build collagen molecules. Amino acids derived from high-quality protein sources, including lean meats, fish, legumes, and nuts, provide the raw material for collagen synthesis. When these nutrients are present in adequate amounts, they support not only the creation of new collagen, but also the repair of existing fibers, allowing the skin to maintain resilience and a subtle radiance. On the other hand, diets high in refined sugars and processed carbohydrates promote glycation, a chemical reaction that stiffens collagen fibers and contributes to the formation of wrinkles and loss of elasticity, illustrating the dual nature of daily food choices on skin integrity. Hydration at the cellular level is another crucial factor influenced by diet. Skin is composed largely of water, and the maintenance of proper hydration depends not only on fluid intake, but also on electrolytes and the availability of compounds that help retain moisture in tissues. Foods like cucumbers, celery, watermelon, and citrus fruits provide both water and minerals such as potassium and magnesium, which facilitate osmotic balance in cells. Healthy fats such as omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts contribute to the formation of cell membranes that retain water and maintain barrier function. Without these nutrients, the skin can appear dry, dull, and more prone to fine lines, even in individuals who drink adequate water, demonstrating how diet directly influences skin texture and luminosity. Antioxidant intake is a third essential mechanism through which foods affect skin appearance. Free radicals, generated both by normal metabolic processes and environmental stresses such as UV radiation, pollution, and smoking, attack cellular components including DNA, lipids, and structural proteins like collagen and elastin. Over time, this oxidative stress contributes to visible aging signs. Foods rich in antioxidants, such as blueberries, dark leafy greens, tomatoes, red and orange bell peppers, green tea, and dark chocolate in moderation, help neutralize these reactive molecules. Polyphenols, carotenoids, and flavonoids from these foods are absorbed and distributed systemically, reaching the skin and providing a protective shield that slows the visible aging process. Conversely, diets low in antioxidants or high in pro-oxidant compounds, including excessive alcohol or fried foods, exacerbate oxidative damage, subtly contributing to the formation of wrinkles and loss of glow even before these effects become pronounced. The influence of anti-inflammatory foods is also crucial for maintaining skin health after 50. Chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates skin aging, impairs barrier function, and can contribute to pigmentation changes. Omega-3 fatty acids, phytonutrients from colorful fruits and vegetables, and spices such as turmeric and ginger help modulate inflammatory pathways, promoting balanced immune responses and protecting skin from damage. In contrast, diets dominated by processed meats, refined carbohydrates, and trans fats increase systemic inflammation, potentially exacerbating fine lines, redness, and uneven texture. This highlights how daily food choices are not just about supplying nutrients, but also about regulating the biochemical environment that underpins skin appearance. Gut health is intimately connected to skin health, a relationship often referred to as the gut-skin axis. A balanced microbiome supports nutrient absorption, reduces systemic inflammation, and modulates immune function, all of which have direct consequences for skin appearance. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, And sauerkraut, along with prebiotic-rich foods like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus and bananas, nourish beneficial gut bacteria. A well-functioning gut facilitates the absorption of vitamins, minerals and fatty acids essential for collagen synthesis, antioxidant protection and hydration. Conversely, diets lacking in fiber or dominated by processed foods and sugars can disrupt the microbiome, reduce nutrient availability and promote inflammation, subtly accelerating the appearance of fine lines and loss of skin glow over time. Hormonal changes after 50 amplify the impact of daily dietary choices. Reduced estrogen, progesterone, and sometimes testosterone levels influence sebum production, skin thickness, elasticity, and even pigmentation. Nutrient-dense foods that provide antioxidants, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals help compensate for these physiological shifts, supporting barrier function, moisture retention, and collagen production. Foods that create insulin spikes or increase systemic inflammation, however, can exacerbate skin changes, making the visual effects of aging more pronounced. This duality illustrates that what we eat each day is not just nourishment. It is a form of active guidance for the skin's structural integrity and visual health. The cumulative effect of daily foods on skin cannot be overstated. A single meal has limited impact, but patterns established over weeks and months compound to influence elasticity, tone, hydration, and the development of wrinkles. Foods that nourish, hydrate, and protect the skin create a foundation for long-term health and radiance. Foods that subtly undermine these processes work quietly, making the skin more susceptible to the visual markers of aging. By understanding these mechanisms, women over 50 can make informed choices that prioritize foods promoting collagen integrity, antioxidant protection, hydration, anti-inflammatory balance, and gut health, while minimizing those that contribute to glycation, oxidative stress, inflammation, and hormonal imbalance. The power of daily dietary choices lies in their consistency and subtlety. While cosmetic products and occasional interventions can provide temporary improvements, the real, lasting glow comes from the cumulative effects of nutrition on cellular processes, enzymatic activity, and structural proteins. Foods that support these pathways allow the skin to express vitality from within, creating a luminous and resilient appearance. In contrast, foods that quietly impair these mechanisms accelerate the visible effects of aging, often without immediate recognition, reinforcing the idea that the relationship between diet and skin health is a lifelong dialogue of cause and effect, subtle yet profound, and ultimately empowering for those who understand it. Hormonal shifts after 50 significantly influence the condition and appearance of the skin, and diet plays a pivotal role in how these changes are expressed. With the decline of estrogen, progesterone, and other sex hormones, skin becomes thinner, less elastic, drier, and more prone to fine lines and wrinkles. These hormonal fluctuations alter sebum production, collagen synthesis, and even the skin's capacity to retain moisture, creating a physiological environment that can accelerate visible signs of aging. However, certain dietary patterns can help modulate these effects, either by directly providing nutrients necessary for hormone balance or by supporting metabolic pathways that indirectly influence hormonal activity and skin health. Nutrient-dense foods containing phytoestrogens, healthy fats, antioxidants, and essential vitamins and minerals help compensate for these shifts, promoting a healthier skin structure and a more radiant appearance. Conversely, diets high in refined sugars, processed carbohydrates, trans fats, and excessive caffeine can exacerbate hormonal imbalances, increase systemic inflammation, and accelerate the breakdown of structural proteins like collagen and elastin, making the skin appear prematurely aged and less resilient. Phytoestrogens, naturally occurring plant compounds found in foods like soy, flax seeds, chickpeas, lentils, and certain whole grains, mimic some of the beneficial effects of estrogen on the body without the risks associated with hormone replacement therapy. These compounds interact with estrogen receptors in various tissues, including the skin, supporting fibroblast activity, which in turn aids collagen and elastin production. Regular consumption of phytoestrogen-rich foods has been associated with improved skin elasticity, reduced fine lines, and enhanced moisture retention. In contrast, Neglecting these foods in the diet may leave the skin more susceptible to the effects of declining endogenous estrogen levels, contributing to dryness, sagging, and uneven texture. By integrating phytoestrogen-rich foods into daily meals, women over 50 can provide their skin with supportive compounds that mitigate some of the most challenging hormonal consequences. Healthy fats are another essential component in addressing skin changes linked to hormonal shifts. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as in flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts, contribute to the formation of phospholipid membranes that encapsulate cells, maintaining their integrity and moisture content. These fats also reduce systemic inflammation, which is particularly important as inflammation can accelerate the breakdown of collagen and elastin and increase the appearance of wrinkles. Saturated fats from natural sources such as coconut and grass-fed butter, consumed in moderation, also provide energy and support hormone synthesis. Conversely, diets high in trans fats or highly processed oils can promote inflammation, disrupt lipid balance in cell membranes, and exacerbate dryness and texture issues, highlighting the importance of carefully selecting fats to support skin resilience. Micronutrients, particularly vitamins A, C, D, E, and minerals like zinc, selenium, and copper play crucial roles in maintaining skin structure and supporting hormonal balance. Vitamin C, abundant in citrus fruits, berries, bell peppers, and cruciferous vegetables, is essential for collagen synthesis, which counteracts the thinning of the skin caused by decreased estrogen. Vitamin A, found in carrots, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens, supports cellular turnover and regeneration, maintaining a smooth, radiant surface. Vitamin E, present in nuts, seeds, and green leafy vegetables, acts as a lipid-soluble antioxidant, protecting cell membranes from oxidative stress that becomes more pronounced with age and hormonal decline. Zinc and selenium are cofactors in enzymatic processes that influence skin repair, immune function, and antioxidant defense. A diet deficient in these nutrients can leave the skin vulnerable to dryness, sagging, hyperpigmentation, and a lackluster appearance, demonstrating the interconnectedness of diet, hormonal balance, and visible skin health. Hydration, both systemic and cellular, is particularly crucial after 50 because hormonal changes often reduce the skin's ability to retain moisture. Foods high in water content, such as cucumbers, melons, tomatoes, and citrus fruits, contribute to systemic hydration, while electrolytes like potassium and magnesium support osmotic balance and cellular hydration. Coupled with adequate intake of healthy fats, which maintain lipid barriers in the skin, these foods help preserve a supple texture and natural glow. Without sufficient hydration from both water and nutrient, rich food skin can appear dry, dull, and more prone to fine lines, highlighting the synergistic effect of dietary hydration and hormonal changes on appearance. Antioxidants also play an indirect but profound role in mitigating the effects of hormonal shifts on the skin. Declining estrogen levels are associated with increased oxidative stress, which accelerates collagen degradation and reduces elastin flexibility. Polyphenols from berries, green tea catechins, carotenoids from tomatoes and carrots, and flavonoids from citrus and dark chocolate provide systemic antioxidant protection, reducing oxidative damage in skin tissues. Consuming these antioxidants regularly can counteract some of the accelerated aging effects caused by hormonal fluctuations, supporting a smoother, more resilient, and glowing complexion. In contrast, diets low in antioxidants, or those rich in pro-oxidant foods such as heavily fried meals or processed snacks, fail to provide this protective effect, making the skin more vulnerable to fine lines, hyperpigmentation, and a loss of vitality. Inflammation, exacerbated by both hormonal changes and diet, is another critical factor in the health and appearance of post-50 skin. Chronic, low-grade inflammation accelerates the breakdown of collagen and elastin, impairs barrier function, and contributes to uneven tone, redness, and sensitivity. Incorporating anti-inflammatory foods such as leafy greens, turmeric, ginger, fatty fish, and nuts helps regulate inflammatory pathways, supporting skin structure and health. Conversely, diets high in refined sugars, trans fats, and processed foods promote systemic inflammation, compounding the effects of hormonal decline and accelerating visible aging. The gut-skin connection is also increasingly recognized as a crucial pathway through which dietary choices influence skin after 50. A balanced gut microbiome supports nutrient absorption, reduces systemic inflammation, and influences hormone metabolism, all of which have direct consequences for skin appearance. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, and sauerkraut, as well as prebiotic-rich foods such as garlic, onions, asparagus, and bananas nourish beneficial gut bacteria, supporting optimal nutrient utilization for skin repair and resilience. A disrupted microbiome, often caused by low-fiber diets and excessive processed foods, can exacerbate hormonal effects on the skin, leading to dryness, loss of elasticity, and increased susceptibility to wrinkles. Ultimately, dietary choices after 50 are not merely about nourishment, but are powerful tools to modulate the effects of hormonal shifts on the skin by integrating phytoestrogens, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory foods, and hydration-rich items into daily routines. Women can support collagen synthesis, maintain moisture balance, reduce oxidative stress, and promote an overall radiant, healthy complexion. Conversely, diets that ignore these principles contribute to accelerated skin aging, dryness, inflammation, and loss of glow. Understanding the interplay between diet, hormonal changes, and skin physiology empowers women to make choices that enhance beauty from within, creating visible benefits that reflect the internal care and attention given to the body. As we consider the fifth keynote on the subtle yet profound effects of certain foods that can quietly accelerate the formation of wrinkles, it becomes clear that what we consume daily has a cumulative impact on the skin's structural integrity and overall appearance. Unlike dramatic events or sudden injuries, the foods that harm our skin do so gradually, influencing cellular processes, collagen production, and inflammatory pathways over months and years, often without immediate, obvious symptoms. Post-menopause, when estrogen levels decline and the skin's natural protective mechanisms weaken, these dietary influences become more pronounced. High glycemic foods, excessive refined sugars, and highly processed snacks lead to repeated surges in blood glucose, which interact with proteins in a process called glycation. Glycation damages collagen and elastin fibers, causing them to stiffen and lose elasticity, and the skin gradually becomes less resilient, more prone to sagging, and develops fine lines and deep wrinkles. The invisible chemical reactions triggered by such foods quietly compromise the scaffolding of the skin, undermining the results of even the most diligent skincare routines. Trans fats, often found in fried foods, packaged snacks, margarine, and commercially baked goods, contribute to systemic inflammation, impair endothelial function, and disrupt lipid composition in cell membranes. The skin, which relies on optimal lipid layers to maintain moisture and barrier integrity, suffers as a result. With chronic consumption, these fats can thin the dermis, increase sensitivity, and accelerate the aging process in subtle but measurable ways. It is not just a matter of visible aesthetics. Trans fats influence cellular communication, hormone signaling, and oxidative stress, all of which can manifest as early wrinkles, dullness, and uneven skin texture. Similarly, excessive alcohol consumption dehydrates tissues, impairs liver function, and increases reactive oxygen species, indirectly affecting collagen synthesis and the skin's ability to repair itself. Over time, these habits amplify the natural aging process, revealing that lifestyle choices are as crucial as genetics when it comes to maintaining youthful skin. Sodium-rich foods, particularly processed meats, canned soups, instant noodles, and fast food lead to water retention imbalances and edema in the skin. While temporary puffiness is a visible symptom, the long-term effect on collagen and elastin is more insidious. High sodium intake reduces the skin's ability to retain hydration in the dermis, leaving it dry, rough, and more prone to wrinkling. Inflammation induced by excess sodium also disrupts fibroblast activity, the cells responsible for producing collagen and elastin, further compromising the structural matrix that maintains skin elasticity. Even seemingly harmless habits, such as relying on salty snacks or skipping hydration, contribute incrementally to the weakening of the skin's foundation, reinforcing the notion that the cumulative effect of diet over decades is far more influential than occasional indulgences. Refined carbohydrates, including white bread, pastries, sugary cereals, and sweetened beverages, provoke rapid fluctuations in blood sugar and insulin levels. This creates oxidative stress, generates advanced glycation end products, and accelerates collagen degradation. The skin, already compromised by lower estrogen and reduced moisture retention, becomes particularly vulnerable. These foods also tend to displace nutrient-dense options from the diet, limiting the availability of antioxidants, vitamins, and essential fatty acids that the skin requires to maintain its structure and radiance. Even small, habitual dietary patterns that favor processed carbs over whole foods can result in subtle loss of elasticity, increased roughness, and the formation of fine lines that deepen over time. The key insight is that skin aging is not solely determined by visible sun damage or chronological age, but by the ongoing interplay between diet, metabolic health, and cellular resilience. Another category of concern is foods high in advanced additives, artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and flavor enhancers. While these may seem innocuous, they can influence inflammatory pathways, increase oxidative stress, and alter gut microbiota, all of which have downstream effects on skin health. For example, a disrupted microbiome can influence nutrient absorption, modulate systemic inflammation, and affect hormone metabolism, all of which contribute to skin fragility and the formation of wrinkles. The connection between gut health and skin appearance is increasingly recognized, emphasizing that the effects of diet are systemic rather than purely cosmetic. This reinforces the idea that even foods that appear harmless may have cumulative, long-term impacts on the skin, particularly after 50, when reparative processes slow down and cellular turnover diminishes. Moreover, excessive caffeine and energy drinks, commonly consumed for short-term alertness, can exacerbate dehydration, impair sleep quality, and increase cortisol levels. Cortisol, a stress hormone, accelerates the breakdown of collagen and elastin, suppresses fibroblast activity, and compromises the skin's ability to repair itself overnight. Regular, high consumption of caffeine, especially when paired with inadequate hydration, contributes to fine lines around the eyes, uneven texture, and diminished skin resilience. The effects are subtle and accumulate quietly, reflecting the principle that dietary habits influence aging gradually. With seemingly small choices creating measurable differences over time, dairy products, particularly when consumed in excess or when low-quality sources are chosen, can also influence skin health. Dairy has been associated with inflammatory responses in some individuals, contributing to acne, uneven texture, and premature fine lines. While nutrient-rich dairy in moderation may provide calcium, vitamin D, and protein that support overall health, its pro-inflammatory potential and effects on hormonal balance cannot be ignored. The skin's appearance after 50 reflects decades of cumulative influences, and dairy-related inflammation may quietly tip the balance toward accelerated wrinkle formation, especially in those with sensitivities. Finally, it is important to note that the foods that quietly cause wrinkles do not operate in isolation. Their effects are magnified when combined with sedentary lifestyles, poor sleep, chronic stress, and insufficient hydration. Each factor interacts with the others to influence collagen integrity, elastin flexibility, moisture retention, and overall skin resilience. Recognizing these patterns allows women over 50 to make proactive dietary choices that counteract these subtle but powerful influences, promoting a smoother, more radiant and youthful complexion. Choosing nutrient-dense whole foods while moderating or avoiding high sugar, high sodium, processed, and inflammatory items empowers the skin to repair, renew, and glow naturally, even in the context of age-related hormonal changes. By understanding the mechanisms through which certain foods accelerate wrinkle formation, women can adopt a thoughtful approach to eating that directly supports skin health, resilience, and radiance, transforming daily dietary choices into a form of preventive and restorative care for long-term beauty and well-being. Don't miss out on more practical health and beauty tips for every stage of life. Subscribe to Ageless Health Insight for insightful, science-backed guidance and stay radiant, strong, and informed every day.